Hi all, it's CJ here. I hope you're all as well as you can be. The menopause video, well, the first menopause video, there is so much to learn. Now I'm going at this as I did myself, not knowing anything about the menopause. I didn't have a Scooby about anything to do with the menopause. We'll talk about my experience another time. I'm just going to give you the basic facts today. And something that's really shocked me. But I don't know if it's going to be one of those duh moments. You didn't know that. But I don't know if I've made a connection that other people haven't. I've never heard this said, but we'll get to that. Okay, so the facts. I was listening to a program called This Morning, and it's on Monday to Friday in the UK. Now, there was a general practitioner on there, doctor, and she was talking about the menopause. So I made some notes. Now, she was saying that she has patients aged between 15 and 92. Now, the perimenopause is the period leading up to you starting the menopause. During that time, your periods can become lighter, they can become a heck of a lot heavier, or they can just stop completely. Now, this next bit, listen up, because I don't want any of you getting pregnant and coming and blaming me. The doctor said you don't need to use contraception for 2 years after your last period if you are under the age of 50, or 1 year after the age of 50. Did I say that the right way around? So there's no need to use contraception for 2 years after your last period if you're under 50, or 1 year after the age of 50. I really hope I've got that the right way around, because I don't want any of you coming and blaming me. So, another thing that shocked me, there's no blood test. And before you say to me, CJ, yes, there's a blood test. Yes, there is a blood test, but it's not really going to tell you much. Because what's happening when you start going through the menopause is your estrogen levels are doing this. They're also doing a kind of bit of this as well. So if you have a blood test at 3 p.m. to test your hormone levels, and then on exactly the same day, you have another blood test at 1 a.m., which you wouldn't be at the doctor's at that time, but it's just an example. At 1 a.m., the result's going to be different, because your estrogen levels are going down, but they don't just go dush, unless you have a radical hysterectomy, in which case my understanding is that they just do go ka-chunk. But we're just going on the basics from here. We'll get more complicated as we go on. So, yes, there is a blood test. How much help it is a completely different matter. Because as I say, you have your blood test at 3 p.m. and your estrogen level is here. And then you may have, well, you wouldn't, but a blood test at 1 a.m. and your estrogen level could be here. So from my understanding, your estrogen level is kind of doing this business, but going down. Would so much be easier, wouldn't it, if I had a graph and I could show you, but it's too hard to learn that way, I think. So, basically, once we start the menopause, our estrogen levels start dropping. I'm going to go through a whole list of symptoms later in another video, probably, because I think this is going to be quite long. And I don't want to swamp you with too much information because it's just too much to take on board. Well, just a couple of the symptoms that might surprise you are acne, constipation, and the big one is vaginal dryness, because it can make you so incredibly uncomfortable. Now, something that if you don't take anything away from this video, just take this away with you. HRT is now safe for the majority of women to take. Now, I thought there was just one HRT, and that was it. That's what I thought. Turns out there's lots of different HRT, which is basically a synthetic hormone. So if you decide to go down the HRT route, don't be too disappointed if the first one you try doesn't work or doesn't help, because there are different ones that you can try. But obviously with everything you need to give it some time to see if it works. So, bit of personal opinion here for me. I was shocked when the doctor that I was just speaking about said that when doctors are in medical school training to become a doctor, she said that the menopause is, and I quote, glossed over. I find that incredibly worrying. I don't know if it's just because I'm old or old-fashioned, but I would have assumed if I went to see a lady doctor, she would know more about the menopause. I keep struggling because I want to say fibromyalgia. I can speak confidently about fibromyalgia without notes. This is all new to me. So if you're struggling to understand me, I really apologise. I'm trying my best. So the fact that she was saying that if the menopause is glossed over, what about fibromyalgia? Makes you think, doesn't it? So those are the most basic facts. I don't want to make this video too long, as I say, because of attention span. I'm lost without my pen for some reason. Sorry about that. Grab my pen. So, these are some symptoms that I'm going to go through. Vaginal dryness, which can cause incredibly painful sexual intercourse. Something very important to say, from my opinion, is that if your periods have completely stopped, you haven't had a period for 2-3 years, then you suddenly start spotting blood, or you start getting any bleeding during or after sexual intercourse, please see your doctor. I don't want to worry you, but do please see your doctor. Don't be, no, it's fine, I'll ignore it. Please don't ignore it. Don't want to frighten anybody. It could be just a case of it's because of dryness, but there are obviously other things that could be at play. So please promise me, if you do get spotting or bleeding during or after intercourse, please go and see it. Don't be embarrassed. Please see your doctor. If need be, you're too embarrassed to say it, write it down on a piece of paper and give it to the doctor if you're too embarrassed to say it out loud. There's no need to be, but I'd just like to make some suggestions that try and make things a bit easier. So, I had no idea that vaginal dryness could make just even sitting painful. So, just remember, we don't have to suffer because there is HRT, and it does have wonderful benefits for a lot of people. Excuse me. So there are many different ways of taking your HRT. Excuse me, sorry. 3 of them are the HRT tablet, or there's skin patches that you can wear. And if your problem is really vaginal dryness is your worst symptom, you can get pessaries. Now, pessaries are just used very much like a tampon. You just insert the pessary into your vagina the same way you would a tampon. So there are pessaries available. Just as a side note, there is an MP whose name I don't know, but she's trying to get a bill through Parliament in the UK to make HRT prescriptions free. At the moment, they're not, I'm afraid. Okay, so symptoms of menopause: dry skin, hot flushes, night sweats, insomnia, difficulty sleeping, low mood, anxiety, reduced sex drive, which if it's uncomfortable, obviously, problems with memory, depression, mood swings. That's just a few. Now, when I wrote those down, I had a big moment, because those symptoms that I've just read out, what could they also be from? Excuse me, sorry. They're fibromyalgia symptoms, aren't they? All of them. Dry skin, hot flushes, night sweats, insomnia, low mood, anxiety, reduced sex drive, problems with memory, depression, mood swings. I was very, very taken aback when I was noting those down and thought to myself, hang on a minute, these are fibromyalgia symptoms. Now, I don't know the answer to this question, but I'm wondering, and I know I don't word things very well, but I do my best. if you're already, say, having night sweats, for example, with your fibromyalgia, when your menopause comes along and starts giving you night sweats, does that mean, so you've got your night sweats and then the menopause comes along, does that mean you have double night sweats? Am I making any sense? So I'm wondering if you've already got a lot of these symptoms with your fibro, what happens when you start going through the menopause? Are they, I think basically what I'm trying to say is, are your symptoms doubled, heightened? Unfortunately, the answer to that question, I don't know. But maybe that's something we can look into. I just was very surprised. Right. As I said, there are a lot more symptoms of the menopause and information that I've scribbled on pieces of paper. And what have I done? Lost the pieces of paper. Now, I kind of have to make these videos when I feel strong enough to do them. I don't find it easy sitting in front of a camera. I'm not naturally a confident person. And I don't find it easy talking, well, I do find it easy talking about things like sexual intercourse. That doesn't bother me. But it takes a lot to come and sit and say it to people. So I'm just trying to say, I basically have to make these videos when I feel strong enough and up to making them, and hopefully make as much sense of them as I can. Now, the biggest thing I would take away from what I've just said personally is that HRT can be used very successfully. I used it myself. As I was coming up to the menopause, it hit me like a brick wall because I knew nothing about it, and I'm learning now as we go along. I did try HRT and it did help, but I was going through 3 huge life crises at the same time as my menopause hit. So at the end of the day, the very last thing on my mind was the menopause. I don't even remember the appointment that I had with the doctor where we decided that I would try HRT. That's literally how much I had going on in here and around me at the time. So I'm not looking for sympathy. No, not at all. I'm just saying my full attention wasn't what was going on with my body with the HRT. It was what was going on around me in my situation at the time. So this is already quite long, this video. And I don't want you to take that information away about HRT is now safe. If you have worries about taking it, please discuss it with your doctor. No, it wasn't safe years ago, but it is now safe to take, and do discuss it with your doctor. Please don't put up with symptoms if you don't have to. If you are suffering with the vaginal dryness and it's causing you a lot of problems, please maybe even just try the pessaries to start with to see how you get on. So I think we'll leave it there today. Please, my shoulder has to start up now, doesn't it? Please, 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 could you let me know if you found this useful? Please, could you let me know if you want me to do a second video with more information. As I said, I don't find sitting down here doing these things easy, but if I can help one person, I've achieved my goal. Your comments are really, really important to me. I'm not looking for praise. I'm not looking for thanks. I'm just looking for, yes, CJ, that really helped. Or, CJ, you missed XYZ out. Please, could you add it? That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to be bigged up. I'm not looking for praise in the comments. I'm looking for, have you found this useful? Have you found the notes that I've made useful? Have you learned anything you didn't know? Now, one thing I would like to add on the end of this video before I go is this information is too late for me. For many of you out there, it's probably too late for you too. But menopause is a taboo subject and doesn't get discussed. I want to try and change that in some small way. Let's be open. Let's talk about it. Let me know, did you try HRT? I'd love to know. Did it help you? Did you know there's a safe HRT to take now? Did you know about pessaries? Just, if you could give me some feedback. Obviously, if you could do that thumbs up thing, it just means the video gets to more people, which is, at the end of the day, what we want. So, I hope you found it useful, even some of it. Please let me know if you'd like another video on menopause. I obviously will be doing more videos about fibromyalgia. But I just felt that my notes were getting all over the place, and if I didn't do the video now, it was just all going to get lost. So please be kind to yourselves. If your body's hurting and telling you to stop, please stop. I should really be putting my arm in a sling that I've been advised to wear when my shoulder plays up. But I didn't want to sit here with that on and distract from the video. So, as I say, let me know, please. I really would like to know if you'd like a second video. Are you surprised about those symptoms being mirroring fibromyalgia? I don't know if you're going to be, CJ, duh, we knew that. It's brand new to me, and it has seriously surprised me, I have to say. So, be kind to yourselves. Don't push yourselves. I love you all to pieces. And take care. Namaste. God bless. Look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye now.